Happy Friday. Now, isn't that one of the most motivating songs? It's called Stay Motivated, and that we are. Welcome back to day 5 of this month's 5-day live sprint. And we are coming to the last topic today, which is talking all about the how in your coaching business. Now, for those of you who are new here, hello, my name is Molly. I am a business coach for career development coaches. And what I do is I help you to close the gap between being a coach and being a CEO. And I help you to do that by understanding the how in your business. Now, we have been talking a lot about the 5 W's, and today is the 1 H of business. And today's topic, I feel like, is the one where, especially if you are in your brainstorming phase, which happens a lot regardless of if you're in the starting, growing, or acceleration stage. I feel like we're always in this creators phase and era of being an entrepreneur. This is a really common question. I know for me, even, I sit and I whiteboard, which is literally right here. I have a whiteboard in which I am constantly thinking about what's next. What is the new thing that I want to do, and really, how can I hit my next goals and milestones in my business? So if you are here on live, say hello. If you're catching the replay, say hello too. I want to engage in a conversation with you. Yes, 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 you. Now, I'm just going to get so vulnerable and so real with y'all today on the how. The how is one of the most challenging aspects of entrepreneurship because, quite frankly, when I think back to my 20 years in corporate, the how, for the most part, was already written out. You had a chain of command that you had to follow. What you had for policies and procedures was typically already documented, or even if it's an unwritten rule, right? It was there for you to follow. When you think about your employee handbook, I mean, that is the how. When you shift into entrepreneurship and you're building a business from ground up, there is no how, there is no handbook, there is no unwritten rules for you to follow. Now, there's a lot of things that you can learn from other fellow entrepreneurs, and I think that this is what makes having a community essential to your growth. But even then, what might work for me may not necessarily work for you. And my way as a business coach is really effective, but it's not the only way. Like, my way is not the only way that you can actually generate and create a thriving, sustainable business. So I share this all to say, even I still struggle with the how. Even I get really impatient with figuring out what needs to happen in my business to get it to where it needs to go next. And I think that there's this, it's human. It's human for us to desire more, to want more, to be, do, have more. And when you are chasing growth, a lot of the questions between, like, here's where I am and where I want to go, this spot, this gap is the how. And, if I were to just kind of start rattling off some of the things in the how that I continue to grapple with as a CEO and a coach is, okay, how do I get more visibility? How do I get more leads? How do I convert more clients? How do I book more speaking events? How do I continue to grow personally and professionally? How do I find minded, thought provoking coaches who I can collaborate with and invest with so I can continue to move my needle? There is so much of the how. And so, I think that as much as this is $1 million question, it really is a tough one that, quite frankly, I can't solve in a 15-20 minute LinkedIn Live for you. So, with that being said, here's what I would like to talk about. I would like to talk about the how in just kind of what I consider as a CEO, one of the most important aspects of our business. Now, for those of you who are like, well, I'm doing my business more as a passion project, this is more, just for funsies, it is supplemental income. Like, I honor that and I respect that. But the reality is, if you didn't care about generating revenue in your business, then you should have been a volunteer. So this is me saying, look, if you are like, even if you just wanted to break even if you said, I just want to generate enough revenue to maintain my website, to pay for my coach that I'm investing in, to pay for my leads or my Facebook ads or whatever, LinkedIn premium subscription, like whatever you are putting into your business from a systems perspective is still going to come at a financial expense. It's a cost. It is an investment that you are making into your business. So this pertains to those of you who are like, I just want to break even. And this also pertains to the people who are like, no, I don't want to just break even. I want to make a ton of money, and that's my goal, because that's my why, right? For those of you who joined me on day 3, where I talked about the why, absolutely. For me and many of you, the how is how you get to hit those milestones for meeting your why. So for me, it's time freedom and financial freedom. Okay. Yeah. I'm not afraid to say that I want to make a shit ton of money in my business. That is what I want to do. All the while helping people to change and elevate their own quality of life as well. Okay. So let's jump in it. If you are still in that starting phase, okay, and you guys know I've been talking about the 3 different phases that you may be in season for your business. For those of you who are in the starting phase, one of the biggest things on perfecting, okay, and I use that term intentionally because I don't expect for anyone, because I sure as hell am not perfect, okay? But the one thing that if I could go back in time and tell my younger self 6 years ago when I started my business, what I should be perfecting is this. I want for you to perfect understanding the difference between being busy and being productive, okay? Now, for those of you who are on this live, let me know in the comment section what and how do you define the difference between being busy and being productive, okay? Now, when I was in my starting phase of my business, busy and productive looked the same. Like, I thought that if I was just showing up for my business every day, going into my office, logging on, scrolling on my social media, creating content, that I was doing something, that I was like investing, doing all the things that I needed to be doing in my business. Little did I know, I learned this very quick. Now, if you guys saw my post about my revenue when I was in year 1 to year 2, and I had Rachel, so shout out to you, who said it beautifully. She was like, your 1 to 2 year glow up, chef's kiss. Because it was. I was making 270 in revenue in my first year, and then my second year, I made 6 figures. And the reason why, okay, is because I learned the difference between being busy and being productive. So if you are a coach, which you are, you're following me, you are, and a business owner, here is what was essential for me. Anything that you are doing that equates productivity, okay, over being busy is revenue generating tasks. Everything that you should be doing, the majority, I should say, of your time, of your effort, of your energy should be towards revenue generating tasks. And it was when I figured that out, that changed the game for me. That was it. That was the part where I was like, holy shit. Okay, yeah. That's the difference between being busy and being productive, was that I understood, revenue generating tasks. So I'm going to crack the code for you, okay? Revenue generating tasks is the most productive thing you can do as a CEO. And this is what would fall under that, okay? Number 1, lead generation. I know you guys are so sick and tired of hearing me talk about lead generation. I know that you guys are just like, Molly is such a broken record, because it is important. I am going to be a broken record until my record wears down and y'all don't want to hear me or you switch me out. Lead generation tasks are things like this, okay? Sending connections out to your ideal clients. It is nurturing the community that you have here on LinkedIn. It is where you are taking 15 minutes a day. It really only takes 15 minutes a day, y'all, for you to find connections that would be deemed your ideal clients. And the best thing about LinkedIn is you can pre-qualify them by looking on their profile. Okay? Now I know that you guys are like, yeah, Molly, I'm a career coach and you connected with me. I sure did. Why? Because you're my ideal client. I want to guide, I want to teach, I want to inspire you. And of course, if it makes sense to the both of us, if you have a sense of urgency and you are committed to learning how to scale your coaching business and to create one that's not just revenue generating, but one that's sustainable through the years, yeah, I want to be that person to guide you. That would be an honor for me, okay? So revenue generating task is connecting with your ideal clients. That is your lead generation strategy here on LinkedIn. If you are not lead genning 15 minutes a day, you need to get on it. You have to get on it. You are doing yourself a huge disservice because you're not willing to be bold enough to send out connection requests, to build up your LinkedIn community, to make up your ideal clients. Okay? So that's one revenue generating task. Here's another one. Networking. And I know you guys are probably like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of hearing you talk about networking, but it's true. This is different, okay? When we talk about networking, this could mean simply collaborations. This could be a way for you to do connect calls. Networking doesn't have to be this like super formal and stuffy way of getting to know people. Networking could be joining a, LinkedIn group, a Facebook group. It could be, if you guys are unfamiliar with Alignable, that is a fantastic networking platform. Go and make a profile on Alignable. They have tons of networking events for you to join, okay? And the whole purpose of how networking can be revenue generating for you is because you want to be, again, a part of those networking events in which your ideal clients are in, okay? So you best believe that when I'm going to networking events, it's for women entrepreneurs. It's for other women coaches. I am definitely joining networking groups that have career development coaches in there. Absolutely. Yes. And I'm going in with other business coaches because we all specialize and niche in different things. So we can pass along referrals. That is revenue generating because, again, why? You want to be in front of your ideal client. Okay. Third thing for revenue generating task is to go and increase the opportunities that you have to sell your service brand and your personal brand. Okay. So what does that look like? You have a platform already on LinkedIn, on social media. Use your platform. I cannot begin to push this enough. So many of us, myself including, right, are speakers and we're interested in speaking engagements, which is great. But why are you seeking to speak on other people's platforms if you're not taking full advantage of your own platforms? Okay. When you can hold workshops, when you can host events, when you can go and be a speaker at other events on other people's platforms, it increases the opportunity for you to sell your service brand and your personal brand. Increase the amount of opportunities for you to show up and show and tell. That is all that you need. The more you can then go out there, comes the visibility, comes the marketing strategy, comes the sales strategy. But you first have to be able to say, all right, where do I need to go? How do I leverage my own platform? Okay. Now, I want to just shout out one of my amazing clients out here, Dorothy. She just had her very first workshop this week. And out of the 5 individuals, okay, who showed up for her workshop, 4 out of those 5 booked discovery calls with her. Like, hello, that is 90% or more. If I'm doing the math, I'm bad with math, but I'm 4 out of the 5. For those of you who are constantly like, I need more sales calls, I need more discovery calls, why are you not holding your own workshops? Why are you not pushing on your own platform the opportunity to teach, lead, guide, and inspire? And then, of course, the opportunity to sell and the chance to talk to you. Okay. So if you are sleeping on holding your own events for people, for your ideal clients, get with the program. Okay. That's a huge way to increase the amount of discovery calls that you can get. And of course, by leveraging that, by tuning into and honing in on your sales skills, where you can convert more clients. Okay. So for those of you now, I said this is for the starting phase, but this is really for all phases, starting, growing, and accelerating phase. If you guys are not doing this, it is time to start making sure that you can get those revenue generating tasks into your daily schedule so that you can start to increase the revenue in your business. Okay. Now, the other piece that I want to call out, especially if you're in the starting phase, a lot of the how is you simply swallowing your pride and your ego and asking for help. Like, honestly, when I made the leap from 270 to 6 figures in 1 year, it was because I worked with a coach. Honestly, I did. I invested in myself to do that because I realized that my pride, because of it, costed me and only yielded me $270 in revenue annually. Okay. And when you're in that starting phase, do not be prideful. You cannot lead with your ego first. You have to ask for help. Get the help. Ask for help. Honestly, like, I'm totally calling you guys out here. I offer 100% complimentary, no strings attached clarity calls for you, so I can help you with your strategy. And if you haven't booked one with me, again, that's your ego. That's your pride and your ego getting in the way. Okay. Ask for help. Okay. The best thing for you on how to close the how in your business is to ask for help and then to learn by doing. That's it. This isn't, I'm going to learn everything I need to learn first before I do it. The more you use that excuse of learning, you're never going to get anywhere. Ask for help. That person who's going to help you, it doesn't even have to be me. If I'm not your cup of tea, go find another business coach who is. Okay? Swallow your pride and go and ask for help. Have that person help you with the doing. The doing is where you close the how, the gaps in the how. Okay? Now, for those of you who are in the growing stage, you are like, yes, Molly, I got it. I've been doing all that. Thank you for the reminder. You need to just simply be in the rinse and repeat cycle. And this is what I mean by that. When you are doing this, again, the doing, don't take your foot off the gas pedal of the doing. Okay. Your job now is you figured out the how for the most part. And you also realize that you like specific ways of the how more than you like others. Okay. Which is cool. Those are the ones that you take and you rinse and repeat. You rinse and repeat. And the reason why I want for you to continue rinsing and repeating is because you're going to get more data. You're going to get more insight to, yeah, you know, when I do workshops, it increases my sales calls. When I connect with people, when I do lead generation, I get more followers, which means that I got more people to just subscribe to my newsletter. Continue to test it out. You are in, even though you're in the growing phase, your growing is tied back to the testing, the doing and the testing. That's the rinse and repeat. Okay. Do, test, do, test, do, test. That's it. Okay. Stick with what you know you like and what is working for you. And hopefully what that is revenue generating tasks. Now, for those of you who are in the acceleration phase, you're like, yep, Molly, got the starting. I know what you mean. I've been rinsing and repeating. I've been doing all the things. Okay. When you are in the acceleration stage, as a coach, your focus is to start documenting your processes. Yes. Let me tell you one thing. When you are ready, and you'll know, when you are ready to pivot your business, the worst thing that you can do is to have nothing documented. All of the how that you have figured out in your business needs to be documented. You need to be able to say, yep, this is exactly how I'm doing my lead generation, exactly here and how and where, okay? And when. It really takes all of the 5 W's and the 1 H's, and you're documenting that in your business. One of the things that I wish someone told me was, Molly, make sure you document and you revise your protocols, right? Everything to the beginning of this conversation I was just saying. You need to be able to start writing your own handbook. You need to be able to have policies and procedures in your business that's documented. That's what takes you as a coach to a CEO. Because guess what? Sooner than later, you are going to be faced with burnout. You, my friend, are going to need to bring in help into your business. In order for you to delegate, which is, as a CEO, the number one superpower that you have to have, how are you going to delegate tasks, policies, procedures, processes, all of the how, when, where, who, right? All of it. How are you going to pass that down and train somebody else on how to do that in your business if you are not taking the time to document? Okay. So for those of you in the acceleration stage, time to carve time out of your calendar and document your processes. Okay. The things that's working in your business and the how. The best thing about this too is when you are getting ready to pivot, you're getting ready to scale. Okay. You now have things that you can use, your intellectual property that you can now monetize. Okay. One of the things that I didn't know that I was doing, which made my pivot from career coach to business coach so streamlined, so seamless, so effective and efficient and easy, was I was doing this without knowing it. I was documenting. I was sitting here saying, okay, yeah, what worked for me? Because I was so like, this is working. This is exciting. And what did I do? Pause. reflect, right? And that's the one thing I did really well was I always reflected back on, oh, if I had like when I hit my 20, 25K months, what did I do that worked really well? That's what I'm going to continue doing. That is how you create the consistency in your business. That, my friends, is how you're able to rinse, repeat in a simple and easy way. Okay. So if you are in an acceleration stage, if you haven't yet documented your processes and on your how, now is the time to do so. You know, as I will leave you guys with this, I was having a conversation with one of my good colleagues who's a leadership coach as well. And, she was saying that putting together content and leading trainings and workshops is so easy for her. And I'm like, heck yeah. Entrepreneurship, okay, is entrepreneurship 101. The basis of it, in the most simplest terms, is taking something that is really easy for you and monetizing it. That's it. Because what's easy for you isn't always going to be easy for other people. And if you can take the thing that comes so naturally easy for you and turn that into a way to monetize it, that's it. Game over. That's it. That's all you need to do. All right? So simplify, document these processes so that if and when you're ever ready to monetize on it, you can do that. Okay? So with that being said, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and comments in the chat, in the comment section. Better yet, I lovingly challenge you. Grab a spot on my calendar. You have nothing to lose, for real. Seriously, okay? Let's talk. You can go directly to my LinkedIn profile and book that complimentary call. Let's help you to figure out your 5 W's and 1 H. With that being said, have a great rest of your Friday, a fantastic weekend. I'll see you back at the normal time, Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. All my love. Bye.